Good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday, April 28th, and I am going to go visit the U.S.S. Turner Joy Navy ship.
Good morning.
Hello.
Any questions?
No. Can I videotape you?
Sure.
Who are you? Tell me.
One of the volunteers.
One of,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for what you do.
Well, we have STEM class aboard also. STEM classes for the kids in school.
Oh.
Science, technology, engineering, math, yeah.
Oh.
So what we do is we give them a class in the mess decks, and then when that class is finished, we take them aboard, take them around the ship and show them those principles are used. Hydraulics and after steering, everything else, thermodynamics, that's how the engineering.
All right. Thank you.
You betcha. So if you want to have any questions or you want me to take you through any special spaces, just let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Hello?
Hello.
I'll let you go.
After a few months of local operations, a 3-month overhaul, and subsequent refresher training, she was headed back to the South China Sea and another trip in Southeast Asia. U.S. Pet number 4 started innocuously enough with the ship acting as radar pickup and escort to U.S.S. On September 23rd, Turner joined Puget to the Gulf of Thailand near the west coast of South Vietnam. After a short upkeep in Puget Bay, she returned to the gunline on board, this time heading south Vietnam's southeastern coast, and St. John Lake Shipyard. On the 25th, she was once again firing shore bombardment in support of American and South Vietnamese forces operating in the vicinity. During that mission, she destroyed a number of enemy positions and figured prominently in repulsing a Vietnamese attack. Toward the end of that 24-hour action, behind them was started by the Naval
Well, I guess he fixed it and you get a big package on that bolt and they landed it, so we had to get the smaller package. I think is it the U.S.S. Bremerton? Is there a sub named that or?
Nothing.
I don't know. There's a sub coming in, I watched it on the news last night, to be decommissioned. So I don't know if it came in, it's coming in today or tomorrow. And then Everett yesterday got a destroyer.
Oh yeah,
I forgot the name.
yeah, I saw that. It was Yeah, yeah, the new, relaunch, commissioned last year.
And this is a cutaway of the evaporator. Each one makes about 12,000 gallons a day of fresh water.
Oh, wow.
When you're at sea, this is the only place you get fresh water.
That's crazy.
And then the fresh water then has two purposes. One, it's used for what they call hotel services, which is bathing, cooking, cleaning, or makeup for the steam plant, feed water. It's all a steam plant, so you're going to have leaks and whatever, so you have to have fresh water to replace it.
Right.
Okay? So, you saw the cutaway. This is the actual reduction gear right here.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. If you look inside here, you can see the actual gears. So this is called a locked train double reduction gear, which means there are two reduction steps between the high pressure turbine, or either turbine, and the main shaft down there. That thing right there is a propeller shaft. That big gray thing. And that's a coupling where you see that red and white. Okay. This thing is the evaporator. This is what makes 12,000 gallons a day. Now this engine room, this is engine room number 2. Engine room number 1 is forward. Both of them have all the same equipment. The only difference is everything is reversed.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because here, number 2 supplies a port shaft. Up forward, number 1 supplies starboard shaft, number 1 shaft. Okay, that panel right there, that's called the degaussing panel. And that's to modify the ship's magnetic signature so that it kind of wouldn't set off magnetic mines. Okay, and those panels in the back there where you see the red handles and stuff, that's what they use to parallel, what they call parallel, the turbine generators, so they both turn the same and supply power. Okay. This is the throttle board. This is essentially the gas pedal for the ship. Orders come down from the bridge on the engine order telegraph or the propeller order telegraph. This one gives them standard speed ranges. Let's say, for instance, they want a 1/3 bell. A 1/3 bell is 45 RPM, which we indicated on the tachometer here, and the ship goes at 5 knots. If they wanted to go, let's say, up to 8 knots, they'd ring up 66 turns on here, and then you just open the head throttle until indicated 66 turns.
Okay.
Right? If you want to go in reverse, you shut the head throttle and open the stern throttle right here.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, all these gauges here tell you what's happening in the steam plant. All right. Over here are the turbine generators. There's 2 of them. Each one supplies 500 kW power, 480 volts, 60 hertz. So it's 1 megawatt total right here. Also up forward, another set of 2, another 1 megawatt. So it's 2 megawatts of steam power. And then in the after steering compartments, you have little 100 kW turbine generators. Okay. Here, this is the front end of the high pressure turbine right here. And that linkage goes right back to that that big green hand wheel you saw there. See, it's all mechanical linkage that connects the throttle valves to the hand wheel. So steam comes in at 1,200 pounds, 950 degrees, goes in the high pressure turbine, exhausts around 90 pounds into the low pressure turbine. Now on the high pressure turbine, steam comes in the front and flows towards the back, and then it comes out, and then it comes into the center of the low pressure turbine and flows both directions, forward and aft, and then exhausts to the condenser, and that's where it's turned back into steam. I'm sorry, turned back into water. So you have steam coming in at 1,200 pounds, 950 degrees, and exits, and once it's finally in the condenser, it's around 90 to 100 degrees, and it's water. So now that's part of the steam, what they call a steam cycle. Now we turn the steam back into water. Now we have to start heating that water back up to turn it back into steam. So the first stage of preheating is right here in the air ejector, and this thing draws a vacuum on the main condenser right here.
Okay.
All right. So this is the engine room, and this is what they call the boiler room or the fire room. This is where we make the steam. And here's a real quick cartoon what we're just talking about. We had steam coming into the high pressure turbine, exhaust goes to low pressure turbine, goes down to condenser, and we turn it back into water, which is called condensate, by flowing seawater through the condenser tubes. Then the condensate comes through, goes to the air ejector, which we use a saw, goes to deaerating feed tank. Purpose of deaerating feed tank, well, two purposes. One is it removes oxygen from the water because it's all carbon steel, so you don't want to cause severe corrosion. And the second thing is act as a storage volume for the water, because as you change speed on the turbine, you're going to require different amounts of water flowing into the boiler. So once it goes through deaerator, it goes through a feed booster pump, which takes you up to around 150 pounds or so, maybe 200. Goes in the main feed pump. Main feed pump has to supply pressure about 150 pounds.
The boiler.
Force draft blower, if we run right over there real quick, you can see inside the boiler.
Which is... cow,
Yeah.
guys.
This is 2A right here, 2A boiler, and that's the inside. And there's a schematic of what the boiler looks like. Okay. That's a deaerating feed tank, the thing with a big flag on it over there.
Crazy. All right.
All right. So that's a real quick tour of the engine room and firing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Now when you're operating, you probably have about 4 or 5 guys down here. Gets pretty noisy with the reduction gear. Temperature might be up around at least 100 to 110 degrees.
Well, you guys, that was pretty cool. I have limited parking, so I need to get back to my van before I either get a ticket or get towed away. So, thanks for coming along, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.